dandies stood ready for battle at the base of a hill. The high ground belonged to King Harold of England and his Anglo-Saxon army. Here, on this hilltop, the fate of England would be decided.
Attendez les commandements. Je veux vos obéir.
Où sont vos commandements? Dictus-moi. Chascuns et...
William's Norman army made the first charge, launching a direct assault on the shield wall. Though William's army fought fiercely against the shield wall, it would not yield. As one man fell, another took his place. Overlapping shields in tight formation made for a near impenetrable barrier. Realizing his army could not break the shield wall, William called for a retreat. He aimed to lure the Anglo-Saxons into a false sense of victory, causing them to break formation. William's feigned retreat was working. The Anglo-Saxon army broke their shield wall formation, leaving gaps for William to make a move. With Harold's men no longer in shield wall formation, William could pick them off as they charged. The Anglo-Saxons had deployed rows of spearmen to push back the invaders, but William had an answer: his sharp-eyed archers. More Norman men-at-arms reinforced William's army. Additional Norman archers joined the battle. Anglo-Saxon archers joined the fray, and the Normans' deadly cavalry ready to charge. But first, William's forces had to eliminate the enemy spearmen, whose sturdy polearms could easily bring down a horse. With the threat of spearmen cleared from the field, William's cavalry was free to charge at the Anglo-Saxon archers. The Anglo-Saxon army was in disarray. Their shield wall had been neutralized and their numbers were dwindling. Now the only thing standing between William and victory was King Harold himself. The last of Harold's men encircled their king, prepared to lay down their lives to save his. More Norman cavalrymen took to the field. The Anglo-Saxon King Harold had fallen. In the confusion, some loyal soldiers fought to the death, while others scattered in panic. Leaderless and defeated, the last of the Anglo-Saxon army fled for their lives. The Normans celebrated victory over the English king, but William's quest to rule England was just beginning.
Так, разница есть, поэтому, наверное, нахуй и не показывал веб-свойства. Я не знаю, что за фигня с вебкой стала. Может, когда уже запущен OBS, ничего не настроишь? Вебка. Заработала вебка. Слушай. Вебка-то... Вот где лучше мне разместить вебку? Вот так вот лучше? Или вообще убрать меня нафиг? Вот так? Я хз. Задание. О! Ох, вот такой малек пусть будет. Все. Вот такой малек пусть будет и все. Если вам больше не нужен, я могу выключить это. Бардак на заднем фоне. Не, переехал только, ребята. Переехал. Вот только переехали. Перенесли. Бля, ну короче, похуй вообще. Идите в пизду, как говорится. Ты продолжать.
At Guédelon in France, to understand how castles were constructed, they're building one from scratch, using just the tools and materials of the medieval age. It's a 25-year project, the world's biggest archaeological experiment. The most important defensive feature of any castle was the wall surrounding it.
Castle walls had to be incredibly thick in order to resist attack and absorb the impact of projectiles fired from trebuchets.
The curtain wall was over 20 feet deep, interspersed with towers. In earlier Norman castles, they were square. But while on crusade, European knights saw that eastern towers were round. They realized that eliminating corners not only made them stronger, but also provided a better view of the surrounding landscape. Completing the walls will take some 30,000 tons of sandstone.
Transport costs in the Middle Ages were incredibly expensive. So having a good supply of local stone close to the castle was vital.
To extract it from the quarry, first a row of holes is hand-drilled.
Once all the holes are ready, I'm ready to put in the iron wedges, and I'm ready to split it open by hitting very hard on each wedge with a big sledgehammer.
The stone is split into usable blocks, then transported using horsepower and human effort. This treadwheel crane can lift up to half a ton.
The walls are built like sandwiches. On the outside, you have facing walls built from better quality stones. And the inside, the rubble cores, they're built with softer stones and other offcuts from the quarry. And they're built up in layers with a very thick, coarse mortar.
This ingenious method makes the walls better able to withstand hits from a trebuchet. Sandstone is too hard to be carved into intricate windows, vaults, and steps. Instead, softer, more expensive limestone is used. These sophisticated building techniques make castles the ultimate feats of medieval engineering. It's a testament to their construction that so many still stand today.
Красота, блядь, красиво, ребята, красиво.
At the Battle of Hastings, the death of one man changed the course of history. The Anglo-Saxon King Harold was killed here, on England's south coast. His army defeated by William of Normandy. Anglo-Saxon rule was over forever. At Westminster Abbey on Christmas Day 1066, William was crowned the first Norman King of England. Now he had to secure power across the country. He began by stamping his mark on the landscape, building cathedrals and castles at strategic locations. like them had been seen in England before. They reminded the Anglo-Saxon population exactly who was in charge. But not all were content with living under Norman rule. Anglo-Saxon revolts broke out across the country. King William acted quickly to crush these rebellions. But there was one region where dissent was spiraling out of control: the north of England. In 1069, a group of lords from Northumbria formed an alliance with Viking invaders. Together they approached Norman-held York, a large city with an important cathedral, still protected by ancient Roman walls. But the walls couldn't save York. The city and the castle fell to the rebels. William's new kingdom was under threat. He had to get the city back under Norman control. William had no choice but to order his men north. But as the Norman forces set off on their long march towards York, how much resistance from the rebels would they encounter?
Чтобы захватить город, вам нужно победить вражеские войска. Погнали.
William the Conqueror marched north, with his army of Normans determined to take back the rebel-held city of York. But in his path stood rebel towns that harbored William's northern enemies. He would take the towns back by force.
Escolto. Si. Cavallo.
Obéir, c'est vertu.
Quiete, caval.
Attendez, les commandes. Je suis votre serveuse. Certes. En votre service. Quand je commande, avance.
The Normans captured the town of Middlethorpe, establishing their presence in the north. With reinforcements to his army soon arriving, William would need more resources to supply them.
Si comme vos voltaires.
Parade sommes!
Mandements. Capere.
Mandements.
L'heure est de besogne.
А где, блядь, мой этот?
Parats.
А что нужно сделать? Построить дополнительные башни, 4 штуки.
Edifico.
Acces met vos, compagnons.
Finit. Fect.
L'heure est de besogne.
Насте поселенцы.
Ubivado.
Силу построить дома.
Finit. Escolte. Fect. Me. Ma sono. Ascolto. Lavoro.
Сколько там? 5 рубить. Раз, два, три. 4, 5. Убили силу и построить домики. Двоих надо отправить. Давай.
Che? Paraz. Ascolto.
Colonnes, ne tardies, colonnes. Quod. Me, colonnes paras. Escolto. Escolteis, colonnes. Materia. Spero. Seco. Ubi vado?
Attendez les incontinent. Non movo.
Spero. Materia.
Материя.
Soyez prest, compagnon.
Манdes?
Cavallarium parade.
Всадник, кавалерия.
Acces vos, compagnon.
Ensala. Kerte.
Керте.
Escolte in avant.
Acces vos, avant, compagnon. Acces vos, nos allons. Je suis votre servant. Tous sommes prêts. Wait, Montes. Destur Quito. Solus und Ordnances. Victor. Avertisez votre courage, compagnon.
The Norman army was now well supplied by a town, but it would take a sustained effort to keep the army at full strength.
Voyez prêts, compagnon. Pour votre service.
Another rebel town, Fulford, stood in defiance to William's rule.
Субтитры пропали.
Attendez les commandements. Certes.
Spero. Lavoro. Che?
L'heure est de Scarafon Ensola. Acces vos avertis.
Vos stress l'enquête. Bovens, Massas.
Compagnon, êtes-vous vers notre porte, Jenstar? Compagnon,
Tiers. Ite, Sarvientes.
Quod. Me. Si.
Ascolto, vado. Alla materia.
Escolte.
Ubi vado. Me, movo. Edifico. Ubi va? Che? Comprendo. Seco.
Lanquier. Vos stress Lanquier. Lanquier, si. Si.
Votre jetzt vos à moi.
Preparate, vade, arquier. Lanquier, sparate.
Grazie, comme vos blessed. Un kitchen.
Acte votre jetzt vos à moi.
Parate, arquier. In avant.
Soyez one de je
Page et compresse.
Momentesi, arquier. Intendo. In avant, arquier.
Bien, smecton.
Parat.
si comme vos voldrez.
Spero.
Aveillez botch. Métier comme élément.
Me,
Est de besoin.
Momenti, soye. Angula. Arquier. Victoria. Vade, arquier.
Compagnon. Preste para. Jobstemper.
Attendez, laisse commandement.
Parat. Yette, seguite. In avant, arquier. Intendo. Arquier. In avant. In avant, arquier.
Un assaut avant. Compagnon.
Parate, arquier.
Compagnon. Reste pour nous.
Momenti, bene, bene.
Tous sont prêts. Si comme vos voldrez. Asseyez vos armées.
Compagnon. Prêt.
Arquier. In avant. Oligio. Vade, arquier. Angula. Parate, arquier. In avant, arquier. Preparate, euse. Momentesi, arquier. Parate, arquier.
With the Fulford rebels eliminated, William was one step closer to York.
Vassono.
Knowing he would face strong resistance in the city, William prepared to bolster his cavalry.
Aveillez Brognietz vos armées. Vets vos donc.
Preparate avant, arquier.
Bien, vets vos donc.
Moment, arquier. In avant.
Mectos nos en la bouée. Brognietz vos armées. Un pied-ci, un pied-là.
Parate, vade, arquier.
Accespets vos, je suis votre serveuse.
Rendements. Vassono.
Page. Page, yup.
Arquier. Note.
Acte
Manéo. Bien, savets, quoque nos advient. Page.
Escolté.
Vets vos donc. En avoué.
Défaisant.
Si. Bene.
Ubi vado.
Edifico. Suits audite.
Colonel. Parade pour venir.
Labour spérance.
Inhérence. Voilà.
Mandes, perfecte.
Parade pour venir. Anos la carne.
Sí, cavallo ici. Oye, oye. Cum grand course.
Ci sono messo. Io ma sono la cosa.
The Norman army came under attack from a new enemy, the Danes.
Parade au milieu. Préparate, arquer.
Un compagnon.
William's army held back the Danes' attack, but they threatened to return unless William paid them in gold.
Quella Vido, sì. Bene fatto. La bourse muova in schito. Vado a lavorare.
La bourse paiera.
Ascolte bene.
Comme me.
Courson en boulot. Oye, oye. En boulot. Sitôt fait. Comme grande course. Cavallo ici. Caval parade.
Perfetti. Quante squadre?
With their stables in place, the Normans could add more cavalry to their army.
Sagitta in arco.
Si sono messo.
Arco parade.
William paid off the Danes and was rid of their attacks. William's ultimate goal was within his grasp. All that remained was to enter York and destroy its keep.
Mettons nos en non-mouvement. Renier non-mouvement.
Felice et beat. Parade pour lavorare. I affect. Ici va. Si, cavo.
Aveillez-vous. Un pied ci, un pied non-mouvement. Bien, ça va s'y faire, vos
Commande. Momentez-y, arquière. Arco parade. Arquière parade.
Si sommet. Parade pour lavorare. Quoi d'abord?
Arquière parade. Préparate, arquière.
Odite, in avant.
Cavalerio parade. Arco parade.
Servientes.
Voyez express, si comme vos vendrez. Je suis votre service.
Attention.
Sagitta in arco.
Por vostro service. Donnez moi vos services. Honor est
Quemandes.
Incontinent.
Arco parade.
Access vos compagnon.
Prompt.
Vado, ma sœur parade.
Les Bendiman Sigent. Brace. Vecchi commandement.
Sagitta in
Aveillez-vous.
arco.
Des
Parade pour venir.
Edifico comme Limondes.
Cavalerio parade. Quemandes. Arate, arquiers. Sieste.
Attendez les commandements. No est de besoin certes. Je suis votre serveuse.
Asselier.
Ты чё, Женя, вообще ебанулся, что ли, котёнок? Ну ты что?
Он не просто не понимал, Уже залез уже. Кака, будете танцевать? Танцевать будете? Яратам, яратам.
А в Эко сезонные скидки до 60% на сапоги, туфли и сумки. Только с 25 января по 14 февраля 2024 года. Пополни свою коллекцию. Акция проходит в интернет-магазине eco.ru и в розничных магазинах Эко. Подробности об организаторе акции, правилах, месте и сроках ее проведения на сайте eco.ru. ООО «Экорос». ОГРН 102 500 533 0404. Реклама.
Vmesте, in avant, archière.
La besoin savait quoque Exavientes, inst sommes
Soyez prest, compagnon.
Quoditiens, oye.
Sus Acceptis et vostra
un pied là, mettons nos en la vouée. Reniez vos armes. Reniez vos armes.
L'heure est de besoigner.
Vmeste, archière, in avant.
Grazie, comme vos placed.
Attendez, laisse comme
Vmeste, archière.
Sommes parlas instruments que nos manques. Bien savets quocum vos placed. Un pied ci, un pied là.
Arquère, in avant.
Point de je commande.
Page, il est couvert de mystère.
Raté, Arquère.
Wittgenstein, postière. Point plus de 100 calibres. Allez.
Yenne, seguita. Oye, intendo. Bene, bene. Deusei. Arquère. Deusei, in avant, Arquère. Yenne, seguita.
Compagnie Rognettes, vos armes.
The Norman army poured into York and began sacking the town as they bore down on the keep. The keep fell to the Norman army, and York was secured. The Northern Rebellion was over, and William the Conqueror was uncontested as King of England.
Что делаешь? Ничего, ничего.
One weapon more than any other dominated warfare in the Norman period: the crossbow. 14th century crossbows like this were the culmination of centuries of development. With limbs made of steel, they were incredibly powerful. But earlier Norman crossbows had limbs made of wood.
There was a limit to how powerful these wooden bows could be.
So the idea that Norman crossbows were a powerful weapon is really a myth. Despite this, they were effective at medium range, and that was enough in battle. Drawing the bow repeatedly took a lot of strength. Thankfully, help was at hand.
A crossbowman spanned his weapon with a device called a belt and claw.
This gave him extra leverage, allowing him to use his back and legs to draw the string.
Crossbowmen were vulnerable on a battlefield, so they carried large shields called pervises, so they could hunker down behind, load, pop up, shoot, and then duck back down again to reload.
Crossbows were accurate, took less training, and used cheaper ammunition than the longbow. Most importantly, you could wait to take your shot, so they were perfect for siege situations. To protect crossbowmen when they were defending castles, they used specially built wooden galleries, called hoardings. But shooting down towards an approaching enemy presented its own problems. How to stop the bolt from falling off the crossbow before it could be shot.
What they did is just place the thumb loosely on the top of the bolt, which is just enough with light pressure to hold it in place.
Around 1200, the Norman wooden crossbow was superseded by a new design, the composite bow. With limbs made from horn and sinew, they could be made more compact than a wooden bow. And they could deliver up to 4 times the punch. They were, however, more expensive. So whether on the battlefield or the castle rampart, simple wooden crossbows remained the main weapon of the day. William the Conqueror had recaptured York from the rebels. Now he wanted to teach them a lesson. He began a brutal campaign of destruction to crush any further resistance, known as the harrying of the north. Villages and crops were destroyed. It is said 100,000 people were killed. With ruthless efficiency, William the Conqueror had secured obedience in his new kingdom. But it wasn't to last. It would be thrown into chaos by his own children. When William the Conqueror died in 1087, his favorite son succeeded him. King William II, known as William Rufus. But 13 years into his reign, disaster struck. While out hunting, he was killed. William's youngest brother took his place as King Henry I. But there was a problem. At the time, Henry's elder brother, Robert, Duke of Normandy, had been on crusade. When he returned, he was furious that Henry had grabbed the throne. From Normandy, Robert attempted to invade England to claim the crown from his brother. But he failed and returned home. In retaliation, Henry struck back. In a reversal of 1066, he crossed the Channel and invaded Normandy, intent on undermining his brother Robert's rule. His first target was Bayeux. This rich and splendid city was one of the jewels of Normandy. Henry was to begin his campaign by unleashing his forces on the city. Bayeux was about to feel the wrath of the English army. In the brotherly feud over Normandy, King Henry I set up... As Henry set his sights on burning Bayeux, more reinforcements arrived to join his army.
Forward, Brecken! Knites, strömålen! Yeah, Knites, standen dig an! Du is none but dead. Abuga, strömålen! Strömålen! Yeah! Knites, it mean a wonder! Fire!
The English approached Bayeux and saw that its towering stone walls would not be breached by manpower alone. Henry would need siege equipment and a defensible location to construct it.
Strömålen, järga, strömålen. Strömålen, svaga, svaga, kärhände, hållvitcha!
Henry now called for the services of a blacksmith to bolster the siege effort.
What's our face,
That shoelay bayo timbran. Eat your worker.
Jaru to work. Estes comende. Each timber theos. Yarway, you are.
Bury your work. What's our face, eh?
With a blacksmith on hand, Henry's infantry would soon be ready to construct siege equipment.
And your worker. That shoelay bayo timbran.
Sally. Bearer Dom.
You're at
Yeah? Look at you be ready, Frickus.
And your worker?
Yes, sir. Where's the holler?
Each will be at Delphende.
Get to the ready for fourth ward, Frickus. Mid bot. One here. On Styria. It shall nu to service.
Hester.
Andente to
Standende Bayard.
Look at you be ready, Frickus.
Yes, sir. West to Harlem. Yaru to work. Each a worker. Yes, it will do hit. Each timbra theos.
It is Sitha for
You need to do.
Henry's infantry could now construct battering rams, siege weapons designed to break open fortress walls.
You're a reader.
Frickus. Set it
On Muna.
Garwigan as mid-May.
Bearer Dom.
That timbred shale bale. It is Sitha for Actus.
Tremeth Garu.
Garu up. It shall be timbredis.
Here we are.
Ferdinand. It shall be timbredis.
Ram Yaru. Don't it matter?
With the power of battering rams, the English army could crack open Bayer's mighty walls.
Yerwas, ways and Yerwin, Biedu Siaru Wergende. Pestes, come on. On Biedu, Seras Yaru. Fine. Eyala, Biedu Seras.
Get to the red, which readeth new, Tulkus.
Ways and Yerwin.
Look at you, we at me. On standard.
Biedu, Seras
Put the
Yaru.
bonder! Is the shot beyond us?
Fully indicates.
Find the air, Seras. Pesta Mandawa. The Brayota, Biedu Saras.
Hey, you read us your way?
We're beyond the shore tonight.
Kritas, stand up!
Biedu Seras Yaru.
Bayer's walls had failed, and Henry's men could now storm the city. Robert's garrison made a last stand to defend Bayeux, but Henry would show no mercy in cutting them down and burning their city.
Fight me, don't they swat. A preota, Pierus, Underfonder, Eldershot, Fight Berusiana, Berusiana, Saka.
Kritis, in the sun! Afuga, Streo, Frida, Turkas! Santa,
Wasted Jerwin!
Kritis, Streo, Mora, Jerwa! Omniscience is up! Jerwia! Pushwa, Nika, Nina, Wanda! Ika,
Fight Berusiana!
Ala, Kritis, Jan, Streo! Scala, Scala! Quesundum, seconde!
As Bayeux burned and the people fled in terror, King Henry basked in the victory over his brother Duke Robert. But Henry would not stop until all of Normandy was back under the English crown.
Двухлитровая Кока-Кола? Да. Офигеть, нас.
Ее можно пить.
Это чё?
Да. Все можно ее пить. Чё пить хинкать?
Составление кольчуги.
By 1100, the medieval knight was dressed from head to toe in mail.
Mail is really like a metal fabric. It moves and behaves like a cloth, but is actually made of hundreds and thousands of interlocking iron rings.
It could turn and deflect a sword blade.
As an armor, mail didn't work all by itself. It needed the addition of a padded coat. The coat absorbed the shock of the blow, whilst the mail turned away the cut. Together, they formed an incredibly effective protection.
The first stage in making mail was to create wire to the right thickness. To do this, it was pulled through a drawing plate, which had a series of ever smaller holes, until you got wire of the desired gauge.
To make the rings, we wind the wire onto a mandrel.
And then we take it off the mandrel and cut the rings.
So I've flattened the overlapping ends of the ring, and I've pierced a hole through it. And now Nick has to put a rivet in it. The basic construction of mail would be a ratio of 4:1. So each ring goes through 4 of its fellows. Here you can see I've made a set of 5, which will then be joined to other sets of 5 to create a sheet of mail.
Mail had to be tailored to a perfect fit. It had to be shaped for feet and legs, arms and hands, and, of course, the head. A skilled mail maker could make very precise shapes.
Of course, for more complicated parts of the body, like elbows, we can actually tailor it in 2 different directions at the same time.
Yeah, so if we fold this in half, we have an elbow.
One of the main benefits of tailoring in mail was that it meant a knight didn't have to carry a single ring of extra weight that he didn't need to.
The mail to cover a knight from head to toe required about 200,000 rings.
High-status knights would have had their mail edged with gold, but most importantly, it had to be functional.
Clad in mail with his shield and helmet, the knight was well equipped to face the weapons of the day.
Ё-моё. Кольчуга. Ну, давай.